Good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Erev Shabbos, Parshas Ekev. Erev Shabbos of summer vacation. All the Wogis are gathered together for Shabbos in a house together. Oh, it should be amazing. That's the reason why it's not going to be the quietest background to the Shabbos message. But we're going to try to do this as quickly as possible so that we can have the quietest background as possible. Pasuk says, Pasuk says, and now Israel, what does God ask from you? So the Medrash says that, and now Israel, what does God ask from you? But only just to fear God. And the Medrash says on the word va'ata, and now Yisrael, now, what does God want from you? Why now? The Medrash says a cryptic statement. The Medrash says in ata ela tshuva, that the word ata with an ayin which means now, really is the language of tshuva. What's the Medrash talking about? What does one thing have to do with the other? Why would that be the language of tshuva? So there's an incredible story that there was after the war in the DP camps. There was a group of Jews that were gathering together to make a minyan. And they saw that there was a special Yid in the camp. And they asked him to speak. And he said no. They asked him again, would you please speak? He says no. Finally, before Ne'ilah, they went to him and they said to him, listen, you're here davening with us, please give us some words of chizuk. So he agreed. He stood up. And he said the following thing right before Ne'ilah. In a DP camp with prisoners with those Jews that had just suffered the most incredible things that human being could possibly suffer. They suffered through them, and they were now barely on the edge of life. And he turns to them and says the following thing. He says that right now the Yetzer Hara and all of its helpers are here trying to find a way to trip us up and to make us and to push us off the path. So what are they trying to get us with? With the Chemdas Mammon, with a desire for money, or with boredom, or with disinterest in tefillah, or with any other kind of challenge to our Shmir Shabbos. Says at the end of the day, says that when this Yetzer Hara comes and tries to get us, they're going to realize that we won't succumb to those petty challenges. Look what we have just been through. Those are not our challenges. But how are they going to trip us up? In truth, the Yetzer Hara has no issue if we keep all the mitzvahs. If we make kabbalos that we're going to be careful with halacha, the Yetzer Hara doesn't care. As long as we start tomorrow. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. You want to keep mitzvahs? Keep mitzvahs. You want to be the frumiest thing in the whole world? Be the frumiest thing in the whole world. But just get started tomorrow. Because the Yetzer Hara knows that when you get started tomorrow, the game is over. If you don't grab onto your inspiration now, if you don't grab onto what you're feeling now, if you don't do what is welling up inside of you, you don't give expression to it at this moment, so then you're done. I think that's what the Medrash means. When the Medrash looks at the Torah and says that Moshe turns to the Jewish people and says, "V'ati Yisroch, ma Hashem elokech shalom eimach." What does God want from you but just to fear God? Why start with the word ata? Because ata is a lashon of tshuva. Now is the only way that you're going to make it happen if you do it now. God wants a small thing from you. He wants to hear a shemaim. He wants you to be conscious of Him. He wants you to be aware of Him. When do you start that? Ata Yisrael, start that now. You know, when Amalek came to attack the Jewish people, it said, "V'yom Moshe al Yoshua, b'char lanu anoshim," that choose people for us, would say Amalek, and go fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I'm going to be on top of the mountain, and the stick of God is going to be in my hands. Now it's not clear where that word machar attaches to. Is it go say go fight with Amalek tomorrow? Or or tomorrow I'm going to be sitting up on top of the mountain. And in fact, Isi ben Yehuda says that this is one of the psukim which remain unclear in the Torah. Comes along Reb Chaim Yosef Sonnenfeld, Zecher Tzadik v'Kodesh Livracha, and he says, no, the pasuk means that this is the essence of Amalek. Say v'ilachim ba'Amalek machar. with the Amalek of tomorrow, the Amalek that says, no, wait, you'll start tomorrow, you'll start Sunday, you'll start the next day. Push it off, because the Yetzer Hara knows that the moment that you push it off and the passion is gone, at that moment, that's when you're finished. We live our lives with so many great ideas. We have plans, we dream, and so often the dream starts tomorrow. It's a beautiful song, standing on Broadway. Tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. But it's the greatest Musar shmooze. Tomorrow is a death knell. Tomorrow is going to be a new day in my life. That's the worst thing a person could say. Today, this moment, the Ata Yisrael, right now. Because when we grab onto things now, and we make those changes now, that's when changes last, and that's when worlds open up to us. Have an awesome, amazing Shabbos, which as soon as you're listening to this, should begin now. Oh, not the Shmira Shabbos. That starts when Shabbos begins. But the awesomeness of Shabbos, the aura of Shabbos, the feeling of Shabbos, the Ata Yisrael. That's what that's what God wants right now. Shabbos.